What happens when a smartphone camera gets its own motor and can move by itself? The Honor Robot. Phone answers that question with a 200-megapixel camera mounted on a moving gimbal. With a 7,060 mAh battery, flagship hardware, and a camera that can physically track subjects, this is one of the strangest smartphones currently on the market. The motorized gimbal camera can rotate roughly 300 degrees, physically moving to stabilize footage and follow subjects without any separate accessory. Unlike normal optical stabilization, it uses mechanical movement to counter camera shake, making it useful for walking videos, travel, workouts, and solo content. Since the entire gimbal is built into the phone, it needs no extra battery, Bluetooth connection, or external equipment. The gimbal becomes more interesting when combined with AI subject tracking. The camera can recognize a person or object and physically move to keep that subject inside the frame. Instead of recording a wide video and digitally cropping into it, the actual camera changes direction while recording. This could help people record workouts, dance videos, cooking videos, or presentations without needing another person behind the camera. The system can also continue tracking a subject as they move around, although tracking is not perfect. Objects, poor lighting, or multiple people can still confuse the system. Even with those limits, combining physical camera movement with subject tracking gives the phone capabilities that ordinary smartphone stabilization cannot easily provide. The robot phone is not simply an unusual camera attached to weak smartphone hardware. The main camera uses a 200-megapixel sensor with an f1.6 aperture, while the phone also includes a 200-megapixel telephoto, 50-megapixel ultra-wide, and 50-megapixel front camera. Processing comes from Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, with configurations offering up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage. The battery reaches an impressive 7,060 mAh, with charging speeds of up to 120 watts wired and 50 watts wireless. Those specifications put the phone firmly in flagship territory. That matters because the gimbal is not the only thing users are getting. The rest of the device is designed to compete with expensive premium smartphones. Honor has also targeted people who take mobile videos seriously. The company worked with ARRI, the German cinema camera company, and the robot phone supports professional video features including Log C3 and ARRI Wide Gamut 3. There is also a dedicated Honor imaging chip H1 for demanding image processing. These features give experienced users more control over color and video during editing. The phone also provides professional shooting tools such as focus assistance and advanced camera controls. That makes the robot phone more than a mechanical experiment. It is trying to combine a robotic camera system with serious mobile filmmaking features. For casual users, many of these tools may never be touched, but for creators, they could make the device considerably more interesting. The gimbal can perform 90 degrees and 180 degrees programmed movements, while keeping the horizon level for smoother shots. This lets creators make cinematic transitions without carrying a separate gimbal or manually rotating the phone. Honor also uses the moving camera for its embodied AI features, combining gestures, sensors, and physical camera movement. Some features are useful for tracking and camera control, while others are mainly fun demonstrations. The real value will depend on whether future software turns these unusual features into genuinely useful everyday tools. The biggest hardware concern is durability. A normal smartphone camera has very few moving mechanical parts. The robot phone has motors, a gimbal, and a camera assembly that constantly changes position. Honor says the phone has gone through extensive durability testing and carries an IP54 rating for dust and water resistance. Still, the extra mechanical components create more potential failure points. A hard drop could damage the gimbal or affect its calibration, even if the rest of the phone survives. There is also the long-term question of repeated movement. A normal camera can remain reliable for years because it barely moves. The robot phone's camera needs to keep moving accurately throughout its lifetime. That makes durability one of the biggest unanswered questions surrounding the device. All that hardware comes with a physical cost. The robot phone weighs around 248 grams, making it heavier than many premium smartphones. The large 7,060 mAh battery, moving camera system, and multiple sensors all contribute to that weight. A heavy phone is not automatically a problem, especially for someone who values battery life and camera hardware, but it can become noticeable during long periods of use. The phone is clearly designed around maximum features rather than minimal size and weight. That is a reasonable trade-off for some users, but anyone looking for a lightweight flagship should probably look elsewhere. The moving camera has made the phone more capable, but it has also made the design more complicated and physically demanding. There is another limitation for content creators. The gimbal can move in several directions, but that does not mean every video mode captures the full sensor area. Vertical video can involve cropping and resolution compromises in certain situations. That matters because vertical video is now one of the most common formats for social media. A 200 megapixel sensor sounds incredible, but the final video quality depends on how much of that sensor is actually being used. This does not make the camera bad, but it shows why megapixel numbers should not be treated as the complete story. Anyone buying the Robot phone mainly for social media video should check the exact recording modes and resolutions rather than relying only on the headline camera specifications. The Robot phone starts at around 9,999 yuan in China, while higher configurations can reach approximately 12,999 yuan. That places it firmly in premium flagship territory. At this price, buyers have plenty of conventional smartphones to choose from, many of which already offer excellent cameras and stabilization. There is also the issue of availability because the Robot phone launched in China, limiting access in many other markets. International availability could expand later, but repair support and replacement parts are important considerations for a phone with such a complicated mechanical system. The Robot phone makes the most sense for someone who specifically wants the moving camera, rather than someone simply looking for the best smartphone for the money. Some drawbacks of the phone is that the moving camera adds more mechanical parts, which could raise long-term durability concerns after drops or years of use. At around 248 grams, the phone is also heavier than many premium smartphones. The starting price of roughly 9,999 yuan makes it an expensive choice, especially when normal flagships already offer excellent cameras. Some AI and robot features are more entertaining than genuinely useful for everyday phone users. The biggest question is whether the extra hardware is worth the higher price, added weight, and potential repair costs. So, is the Robot phone actually worth it? The ARRI Robot phone is impressive because it attacks smartphone design from a completely different direction. Instead of adding another software feature, ARRI gave the camera a physical mechanism that can stabilize footage, track subjects, and perform programmed movements. Add a 200 megapixel main camera, 200 megapixel telephoto, 7,060 mAh battery, 120 watt charging, flagship processing, and professional video tools, and the result is genuinely unusual. The drawbacks are just as real. It is expensive, heavier than many rivals, mechanically more complicated, and some robot features are more entertaining than useful. The biggest question is whether developers can turn that moving camera into something people use every day. If they can, this could become more than a strange flagship phone. If they cannot, it may remain an impressive piece of engineering that people remember mainly because the camera moves. Either way, the Robot phone shows that smartphone design still has room for some very unexpected ideas. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.